know you kicked out Caldor. How dare you?
I did.
How dare you?
I am Caldor. I just grew some hair and I perfected my English accent.
Good God, you sound so. Now I just dug myself a hole. You sound as handsome as you did before.
Thank you so much, Gretorp. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. But I'll call you Axel instead of Caldor just for now. But let's go ahead and introduce the players. We got Liquid Chef in the top right-hand corner as the Indigo Zerg. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have as the Forest Green Protoss. Rox.Kis Titan. Yeah, dude. I colored with Crayola. Thank you very much.
I like it, man. I can't recall. It's been a while since I've broken up my my Crayola box. And use those crayons, but a nice little flashback, Gretorp. Thank you for that.
You know what they say? Crayola rocks. That's
Crayola rocks.
Do you not remember that? They go,
no.
Crayola rocks.
I don't remember that.
Oh man, you have no childhood.
I feel like I didn't have a childhood now. That's unfortunate. But indigo purple? I don't know, man. That's an interesting way to describe the color purple.
Well, it's indigo. It's just indigo, man.
Really?
Yeah, Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green,
know,
indigo, violet. No, Roy G.
Violet.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Indigo is like right close to whatever. I don't actually know my colors. I don't know why I just tried to do that. I'm like, oh yeah, crap. Okay, so let's talk about the game a little bit because S is going D. S is going down, man. S is going down.
Yeah, it is indeed. We have a pool from Sheth, a hatchery, pretty standard. You know, he didn't go 15 hatch, which, you know, a lot of Zerg players aren't doing it as much. A lot of Zerg players aren't able to because usually the probes across the map, but Titan is actually scouting like tremendously late. After putting down his pylon, after putting down his nexus, just now scouting across the map, so...
Well, let's talk a little about this. He actually went a gateway, gasless gateway expand, and that's why. That makes a lot of sense, right? Because a lot of these times, you're expecting, okay, this is a really far map, so Zerg probably isn't going to go for a super early spawning pool. It makes no sense. It's really hard to actually pull off something like a 6 pool and have it work out. On top of that, you know, you're saying to yourself, well, I'm going so far behind in my forges, let me get out my zealots ASAP, and let me get my nexus up ASAP. So don't scout in that beginning phase until you get that nexus down, and that way you have the agency to do whatever you want going into that mid game.
Yeah, I actually like this. I'm going to be watching this closely to see where Titan goes with this. He's making a second zealot, and I guess he's going to try to pressure with these zealots considering he saw the hatchery from his opponent. Did he see the third hatchery going down? No, he hasn't, but I wouldn't be surprised to see... Oh, he already has an existing zealot. So he's gonna go up to 3 zealots pretty soon here. And he's going to be able to pressure that third for sure. Sheth, does he have a gas? No gas just yet. So Sheth is going to have to rely exclusively on slowlings unless he tries to march a queen across the non-creep surface of Daybreak to go defend that third, but this is a pretty cool build from Titan. Well,
there's a couple ways you can actually defend this. One of the main ways I think Sheth wants to defend this isn't actually defending, it's actually attacking. And you keep your opponent's zealots at bay. And that's one thing I think that I hope that Sheth does implore, because I think sending out the zealots right here does risk his base. Think, if I had 6 Zerglings over at my opponent's side, he has to leave, you know, at least 2, let's say, 2 zealots at home. Well, he's not going to send out the other 2, right, to go attack, because he has no indication of knowing that. So that could have done he could have defended a lot better by being the aggressor, but this time around, of course, Sheth didn't have any indication of that, and he will have to, therefore, produce a lot more Zerglings. We can see 8 Zerglings in queue right now, and Sheth, you know, his hatchery is under attack right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Titan handles his micro here. Getting surrounded by Sheth, so nice job there by Sheth. Looks like 2 zealots might be down here. And one stays alive. He's the micro back that weakened one. That's exactly what he does. Titan needs to be very careful. I don't know if he wants to lose all of these zealots because, you know, I don't think he's going to kill the hatchery. He needs to go in between the middle line and try to increase the cost efficiency of the zealots. It looks like Sheth is going to end up taking these zealots down. So nice job by Sheth defending there. I don't think that was a good trade at all for Titan. You know, sure, Sheth lost a lot of Zerglings that could have been drones, but keep in mind, the third is down, it's safe. Titan is going to be able to pressure into actually, or it's about to finish.
Well,
he has one.
okay, here's the thing. I kind of like that because if you look at the income tab, you're actually looking at a harvester lead for the Protoss. And that's because there was indirect damage that was done with making all those Zerglings. The Zerglings have to be made, and obviously when they get made, they're not making drones. So a nice little exchange there. And I don't know, you know, it's questionable. Is it worth it? Is it not? I know this is a pretty important phase where Sheth wants to be allocating as many drones as possible to those larvae in the beginning stage, because right now you can look at each of his hatcheries. He has a lot of leftover larvae that he just cannot use. Well, now he can because he has a lot of money and and he just unsupply cap. But still, I mean, he was in a position where he really couldn't use all of his larvae, and I think that's because he just did not have the economy to do so.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you saw it, but at the bottom of the map here, there was a little bit of a skirmish, a bunch of zealots trying to protect a pylon, and then 4 more zealots are being warped in, but Sheth was able to take down the pylon, so that pylon is down, the zealots weren't able to be warped in, and now Titan's push is going to be non-existent. He's actually going to try to expand to his third. Sheth did scout into his opponent's base, saw all the roaches without Overlord. The Overlord is comically still alive, but a few sentries coming over here going to tickle that to death, and there he goes. But he is researching Blink out of his Twilight Council, so I don't think he's necessarily done with aggression. However, you know, Sheth, again, he pretty much thwarted that push before it even started, so he's going to be good set up into the mid game.
Yeah, and let's see. I mean, Sheth right now doesn't have a huge creep spread. He's been allocating all of his, it looks like, well, most of them. He does have a little bit of energy to actually use some creep tumors or execute some creep tumors, but he's not doing that just yet. But the creep spread is kind of limited right now, so that will hurt any form of aggression, I think, just getting out there, getting to your opponent's side, and of course defense as well. But he's going to get over here to the mid left-hand corner, deny some of these photon camps coming up here. 2 stalkers going to get warped in. But that's a lot of Zerglings over here that are just doing, I think, way too much damage than they should be. But more importantly, Sheth sees that a third is up. And what does he actually do? Does he go for another expansion, or does he go for mass units at this point?
Yeah, that's the thing. When the Protoss gets a third up, obviously, like you don't want to let your Protoss opponent's third get up as a third player. I mean,
sorry,
if you
Axel.
have it,
I actually have to cut you off. You're a little bit robotic right now. I hate. I hate it. Oh no, you're back. Okay, keep going now. Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. All right, I'm happy I'm not a robot anymore. That's good. But anyway, Cannon going up for Titan. He needs to defend this third. Obviously, Sheth seeing that, it is up to him whether or not he decides to, you know, be aggressive towards it or take it forth. I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't done either yet. Trying to bring some links down there, but they're going to die incredibly fast. And, you know, Titan's getting this third up, and all of a sudden, he's looking pretty good, too. So, you know, the momentum is going back and forth in this game.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the income. 70 harbors to 66. I love where Titan is, and Sheth is, really. 66 is going to be the magic number for optimal saturation in all of his bases. Let's go ahead and look, though. Does he have 16 on each one? 16 here. 16, just a little bit above, and he should be allocating a couple more over here. I don't know, maybe there's some stray probes running around here, but I like his total saturation. We can see Zerglings are actually going to swing by. Oh no, and these sentries are caught way out of position. Thankfully, good force fields actually save. Nope, they don't save them.
Oh my god, what a disaster by Titan. I don't know what he was thinking. All he had were about like 8 full energy sentries and about 4 stalkers in that eco composition. Didn't have a forward pylon either. Just now putting that down, and he just threw away so many units, Gretorp. That was painful to watch.
Yeah.
And now Sheth, once again, I think he's in the lead now. Yeah,
no, that's a gigantic lead. I mean,
yeah.
All of that gas, you could have looked at it in so many different ways. That's a lot of potential stalkers, but even so, that's like your push is dramatically just hindered now because you don't have the ability to kind of zone out a lot of those roaches, get good consistent position on your opponent, so it can be rather difficult. And I like what Titan is actually doing. He's going for the 4th base in the top left-hand corner, knowing that probably if he tried to keep pushing here, he would be really, really bad. So he's going to back up right now, take the defensive position, and then move forward and try to play that economic game. But it's going to be up to Liquid Chef to actually identify that, and once he does, he should be able to do a lot of pressure on his opponent, knowing that he lost so many sentries.
Yeah, and he just warped in about 5 more, and the energy still has to build up on those, and that's gonna carve into his Colossi production, because obviously that gas not used on Colossi and upgrades is gonna hurt you in the long run. But Sheth gonna be doing some aggression towards the natural third of Titan, bringing forward those Lings and Roaches, taking out some probes as well. Investors coming forward as well, and this fourth will definitely not get up.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame. Nice fungal growth goes down before actually any of those stocks are able to blink. Now Big Blink comes up, but can he kill that one? Yes, he does. He gets that one infestor. Nice little pick off, but you know, at this point, oh, nice fungal growth. Picks off a lot of units, forces the engagement right here. And this is going to be disastrous, of course, for Titan, as we see a maxed army for Liquid Chef. Titan is sitting at 120 supply.
Yeah, and he's going to stay maxed the entire rest of the game, to be completely honest. Titan has 2 Colossi in production. Sure, Shet doesn't have too much anti-air, or not anti-air, I guess Colossi counter right now, but there's another engagement. Roach is pressing into the Stalkers, trying to get in range of those Colossi to take those down. Titan trying to defend as best as he can, but Shet's doing a good job considering he doesn't have any Corruptors or Mutas in this composition, trying to target fire down those Colossi, and now Shet finally going to back away and just making more and more Roaches, now going into the natural expansion.
Yep, going to the natural expansion. Should be able to pick off both the robotics facilities, actually. But does this one? Yes, it does. With only 1 Roach remaining, he's able to kill that. This 1 robotics facility is actually only powered by that 1 Artosis pylon, so that's quite a shame. But there's a bigger Artosis pylon in the main base of Titan.
Yeah, Artosis pylons are everywhere in this map for Titan. The Colossi trying to take out some Roaches. Shet turning around trying to target fire that, but it looks like Titan will end up cleaning up these forces. No observer. I don't see one. Not gonna be able to detect the road Roaches. More Roaches coming to the natural expansion. Colossi taken off guard.
Oh, God.
And Titan can't lose any units for free right now. He has to be incredibly cost efficient with everything he has. But I just think it's too little too late, Gretorp.
Too little too late, indeed. There's really no way that Titan can actually come back into this. Both robotics facilities have been sniped off. That represents a lot of the anti-Roach composition that Titan really needed. The other way would obviously be to get just mass stalkers, but I highly doubt with all these cost-efficient trades that Chef is having that ever happens. And those 4 Roaches in the back there are finally cleaned up. Poor Artosis, or actually, thankfully for that, Artosis pylon is able to stay up. But you know, this is going to be all but over right now. Chef is just continuously rallying more and more units over here. The 1 Colossus is finally going to be picked off, and this is going to be GG.
Yeah, you know, Titan staying in this game, you know, it is a pretty important game for him. If he wins it, Rox.Kis will take the final one, but Chef looking like he's going to push it to a game number ace. I guess that
game number ace.
Sense, but game number ace.
Game number ace, ladies and gentlemen, and there you have it. So the score is 2-2. Liquid Chef defeats Rox.Kis Titan in a very interesting game. I think there was a lot of mind games actually that went on in that early game stage. And it was more so from Titan than anybody else. I mean, Titan did a lot of really good stuff in that. Getting the quick natural and then getting the quick third off of what looked like to be, you know, a position where he could not defend it at all. He even got he reaped the benefits of those early 4 Zealots, I think, with being able to get over to his opponent's base without having to defend at all in his natural. So that was really, really awesome for him. But in the end, I think those, I mean, we can be honest, the losing those 8 sentries or so was probably the game losing move.
Absolutely. You know, you could say something's leading up to it was kind of bad, but that definitely was that point in the game where you're like, okay, Chef is probably going to win this game. You know, Chef did a great job actually, you know, looking at actually scouting in the main base of Titan. He brought an overload in there, saw all the gateways, and then found the pylon of that early all-in that Titan was trying to do. Was able to take that pylon, but then, of course, as you said, when Titan moved out with 8 sentries and 4 stalkers at like the 10-minute mark of the game, you know, that didn't make too much sense to me considering Shep was on 3 bases, had a good saturation, was able to make a lot of Roaches and Lings and able to surround those.
That push was actually designed, I believe, like because I was Protoss for quite a long time, that push was actually designed to remove any sort of muta timing. So if you did go mutas, you would be in a really, really, really bad position because now I'm going to hit you. It's normally that pre-12-minute timing that we see so many times. So I think theoretically that was correct. It's, if anything, it can be a poke from a poke to just high aggression. Obviously, keep warping in units. He did sort of have the infrastructure to do that, but knowing that the third was coming up and stuff like that, I think that it was just a slight poke to make sure that, hey, don't go mutas, because mutas are really good on that map. But you know, Titan obviously gets bit in the ass, and he's going to lose out that time around. So that's going to do it. We're going to go into our game number ace. So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see who Rox.Kis and Team Liquid, who they're going to send out. Stay tuned. Ace match coming up.